Hello everybody, you're here with Claudia Beauty with your host Claudia Lara, and today is an episode of Fragrance. So today we're gonna be forecasting, no, not forecasting, featuring. Is it one of those days? Jesus. Vodka on the Rocks. No, I have had any, but that's the name of the fragrance from Kilian. Now, Kilian is a well-established and is a very lovely house of fragrances. They have many of them, and today we're gonna be doing Vodka on the Rocks. Why Vodka on the Rocks? I don't know. Somebody mentioned it in one of the comments, and it's just been on my mind, and so I just thought today is the day, because I think I did the Kilian set. Have I done that set yet? Well, I have samples, several, but you know, I've been doing one by one, and then eventually I'll do like the 10 most something, or the best, or the most seductive, or the ones for work. Anyhow, the way I am doing these segments is I read a little bit of who is behind it. Well, you'll discover, but just so you know, I do end obviously with my thoughts and who is it for and what is it, you know, to go where and would I buy it. Those are more or less the things that I come up with. And of course, how this feels and whatever comes to my mind as I smell it. Now, I don't remember what this smells like, but that is because I have a very bad memory. If you've been with me, you know, but it'll come to me. So let's begin. The first thing is I go to this website where all the fragrances go in. So it's a very level feel, and I mention what's there. And then I go to the actual Kilian website. I don't read much, but there's certain things that I like to mention. For example, this one is called Vodka on the Rocks by Kilian, and they say it's for men and for women. If you know me, I prefer that they decide if it's for men or for women, and then we decide if we want to wear it, even if it's for women or for men, right? I'm not going to be mentioning this in every episode, but I think it's important. So in this case, they say it's for both. It says it's an aromatic fragrance for men and women. Vodka on the Rocks was launched in 2014. So again, a lot of these great fragrances that I've been receiving and tasting and experiencing have been in the last decade. So apparently the last decade was very strong for fragrances because there's a lot of the favorites from this era. Of course, there's always the forever and ever, right? But these ones are new, which is appreciated. The noise behind this fragrance is Sidonie La Censure. Sidonie La Censure. Now, I never heard of this name, so this is good. And I don't know if she is the one behind Kilian. So in other houses, obviously, I haven't heard from her. But I am very happy to see is a female, and I haven't seen that much. The other house that I keep referring because the nose behind the fragrance is also a woman is Memo, and I've been really enjoying that house. It has several fragrances, and you can look at my individual review on each, and eventually I'll do my favorites and all of that thing. But I love that they are women. Nothing wrong with the males, but I just hadn't seen it that often. I seen a woman choosing which fragrance from the ones that the male had done, like Coco Chanel did that. But a woman behind the fragrance, I'm very interested because I want to see how they choose, how they decide, and what they bring forward, right? So I'm liking that already. All right, so the nose behind Sidonie La Censure. Now, the top nose, well, let me spray it so I can get into it. And if you've been with me, you know that once I smell it, I say what comes to my mind, you know? So that tells me a lot about the fragrance and what's behind it and what's it for. Ooh. All right, so I immediately see why it can be for men and for women. Yes, it does have that sort of smell from a male fragrance that is elegant and soft. It's not like male immediately, but it has a little bit of that lingering, which I would smell it on most fresh and sporty sort of male fragrances. That's not to say it's for male yet. Because remember, the fragrance smells one way when you first spray it, and then it starts transforming, and also you have to be with it for a little bit. So far that was my first, it reminded me of those fragrances. And I'm very bad with names. I wish I can say which ones, but sport, like the Allure, the other one that has the crocodile, Lacoste, or, you know, one of those very sporty sort of fragrances. It reminds me of that youngster, you know, my dates, 20s, 30s, you know, no, maybe 20s. Yeah, it's one of those fragrances. All right, so the top notes, according to Fragrantica, which is where I go, it says main accords: aromatic, amber, warm, spicy, fresh, aldehydic, never heard of that, green, musky, soft, spicy, mossy, and white floral. I guess the white floral starts becoming more, the female is the last though. All right, it says the top notes are coriander, cardamom, and aldehydes. Middle notes are rhubarb, lily of the valley, and pink rose. I really enjoy lily of the valley, and I really enjoy rose, although I'm not smelling any rose yet, nor any lily of the valley. Maybe it'll become white fragrance in a little bit. And the base notes are ambroxan, oak moss, and sandalwood. Well, there's a lot of ingredients, and I don't have any form of reference like ambroxan, but okay, let's continue. So that's as much as I'm gonna go through there. Now let's go to the actual website. First of all, the bottle is beautiful. It has a blue kind of my shirt sort of thing. So that's beautiful. I think all the Kilian bottles sort of look the same. It just changes the color and of course the top and all of that, which I actually like that cohesiveness throughout all the fragrances of a house, right? Of House of Fragrance. So this is very lovely. I admire the people that do the bottles of all these fragrances, because aren't they lovely? I mean, each house, each fragrance have their lovely idea behind it, presentation. It's just elegant. It does transform you somewhere, at least to me. So the first thing I want to say is the name, right? VODKA on the Rocks. That kind of threw me off to begin with, because I don't drink alcohol at this moment, and for many years now. But on top of it, I was never a big time vodka, you know, connoisseur or enjoy it. But I'm sure a lot of you, if that is your drink of preference or, you know, something about it. But apparently was the inspiration behind this, because what it says is inspiration, the refreshing feeling of a vodka cooled by ice. So if you're a vodka drinker, that in itself probably attracts you to have this fragrance or smell this fragrance, or, you know, what is the name of it? Okay. All right, here it is. See, once it starts setting and drying. Right now, when I smelled it, I totally got a little hint of a vodka drink. Yep. I totally got it. Oh my God, that is so funny and weird. It's weird. Because vodka, from all the drinks, in my understanding, is the least, you smell it the least. It's not like whiskey or other ones. So if I smell it like this, the thing, it doesn't come. But if I sort of like that, I get the glimpse of it. So, you know, maybe why, you know, when you, well, I haven't gone out for a while now because I'm going to turn 50, but you know, when you used to go to a discotheque, or I used to go to a discotheque, and there was many fragrances going around and drinks. And so, yeah, I could see like a man that was drinking vodka with his fragrance in the mix. I don't know why. Maybe because I just read it. All right, well, it does give me that, but it doesn't smell like vodka per se. It has that thing. It says, fragrance story. Ice cracks beneath a stream of silky clear liquid, awakening deep curiosity for a taste of cool spices like cardamom and coriander, plus aldehydes, at the opening. Vodka on the Rocks evokes the frozen steam rising from ice cubes in a clear crystal tumble. So right there, it did grab my attention, and I would be very curious about the fragrance because it's mentioning cardamom and coriander. Now that goes into very Indian spices, right? But I love cardamom and I sort of coriander, right? I mean, like a tea of coriander or something. So cardamom does attract me when I hear it. There's something warm and cozy about it. Now, I wouldn't say when I smell this fragrance that I smell cardamom or coriander, but I guess it's there, right? And then it says, bitter rhubarb accord, a splash of clear rose and lily of the valley harmonize with an intoxicating leather undertone of sandalwood and oak moss. To me, there's already too many ingredients. I like them a little less. It gives it complexity, but when I smell this fragrance, I wouldn't say, oh my God, what a complex sort of, no, it gives me that, like I explained at the beginning, that sporty, young colognes that were so trendy and you know, more in the 90s, early 2000s. Yeah, those kind of fragrances, that's what it reminds me. So Kilian is supposed to be more in a niche fragrance sort of side of things. And of course now they're in several department stores, so they're not niche anymore. But my understanding is they are sort of special. They're not like everywhere, right? So it doesn't give me that sort of complexity. It does give me that sort of elegance and beauty that a niche fragrance might have, that uniqueness. So it does have that. It has a little more depth than the usual trendy fragrances, department stores and stuff. But I don't know why I call it department stores, but you know what I mean, the ones that are more mass produced. So this one is a little more special. I see it. And you can't find this in most department stores, that you have to be kind of high-end department stores. So it does give me that high-end elegance, but I don't find it so unique, right? It says olfactive family, fresh, composed with citrus. Aldehydes are aquatic notes. They bring freshness, lightness, and serene feeling of Kilian composition. So freshness and lightness, yes. Yeah, I totally see a youngster, and I saw him more like in the beach or studying, or, you know, sort of that era. I don't see it a lot more anchoring. Can you go out partying with it? Probably. I think I would choose something different. Now for a woman, oh my God, no. No, I wouldn't recommend it for a woman. I mean, if you wear it, please write and let me know. But no, I mean, it's not white floral. I guess I'm trying to see what a woman will be dressed like to wear this, because it doesn't even give me a confidence, nor an independence, nor a femininity, nor a seductive. I mean, for a male, yeah. For a male that is just like nonchalant and, you know, but more youngster and not depth or anchoring. And this whole thing with the vodka, I don't get it. I don't get it. Yeah, partying, discotheque, that's what I reference to. I wouldn't even go work. No. I wouldn't get this to work for male or for woman. I mean, I could see some male taking it to work because they don't know better, but I wouldn't recommend it. I hope I don't get in trouble. Maybe you do take it to work and you do wear it. But you know, fragrances are like food and like makeup and like anything that is artistic or that you experience, right? That there's no right or wrong and everybody has their own experience. And you know, with fragrances, there's a lot to be said of your memory buds, you know, what you grew up with, you know, like for some Chanel No. 5 is like the most wonderful fragrance, and for others they remember their grandma wearing it, and so they totally put it with old age and vintagey or pastime or whatever. So again, this is just my humble opinion on these fragrances. So I think I said enough. So I definitely will put in more for a male. Yeah, that fun youngster. It's a nice smell. It's you know, it's lovely, just in that category. Sort of interesting, and but it's not my favorite from Kilian. Kilian has great fragrances, so I do like some of the others, and we'll be going one by one. But this one, I sort of think of an uncle when he was young. That's where my mind goes. And I wouldn't say which uncle in specific, but a young uncle, or, you know, nice. They come in smelling like this. It's nice, lovely. I think that's where I would leave it. So if you have this and you like this, let me know. Let me know who you are, or how old you are, or what you wear it with or for. Because, you know, I'm learning all the time, and it will be enlightening. And maybe when I do the summary of the fragrance, I can include those thoughts, so that will be helpful to me. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do it this moment. Please ring the bell in the right hand corner, and comment below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.